Hi, my name is Rob Barrett and you're watching Cooking for Dads. This is the best time of the year for apples. I'm going to show you how to make an apple crisp. Really good. Best apple crisp you've ever had. Here's how you do it.
Don't put sharp things in drawers.
Ouch. What was that? That was sharp. Be careful. Time to talk about kitchen safety. Be careful when you're going through the drawers looking for a peeler. Alrighty. Okay, first thing you do is get a whole stick of butter out and put it on the countertop so it starts to melt. You're going to need this to be at room temperature, so do that now, first thing. The most laborious part of this whole recipe is getting these apples peeled. You can do it the old-fashioned way with like a carrot peeler and just peel it back like this. You're going to need 4 apples peeled, so it might take you a little bit of time. Or you can get one of these, which is kind of cool. Remember we saw one of these at the Chicago Fair?
Wow. Away it goes.
Ready?
Ready? Go.
Oh,
shoot.
We'll take out that time in the middle of the camera. We'll edit that part out. All you do is put this on the countertop, push this down. You're gonna get your apple, stick it in here, and then just twist it. And it peels it for you. All the way. That's pretty slick, isn't it? We're going to do the other 4 the same way. These strings over here get left behind, and kids love to eat these. You get these long, fun things. Anyways, and you can freeze them, and they're really cool. We're going to do the rest of the 4. This is what it looks like. These are pretty slick. Oops. Problems. We're going to do this one the old-fashioned way, just so you can see it can be done. So this is just your basic carrot peeler. We're just cruising down the sides. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? What was that, 30 seconds? So the question is, what kind of apples do you use? Do not use Red Delicious, as they do not cook up well. These are actually Honey Crisp. They're a little pricey, but they taste so good. And they maintain a lot of their texture even after you cook them. So they're the ones I like to use. You can also use a Fuji or a Braeburn. They'll cook really well too. But Honey Crisps are super good. All right. Now, you need the 4 apples cut into small pieces, about this big. So we're going to slice them. We're going to cut out the core. Then we're going to cut this up into little pieces. Slice them up. And we're going to toss them about that size. Nice bite-sized pieces. Now you see there's a little bit of skin left on some of them. Don't worry about that. That is just fine. If you have a sharp knife like this, it really helps. Okay, so 4 of these. Cut them up. Cut off any bits of the core or the stem that are left. The other thing you can do is go to McDonald's and ask for those apple dippers, those little packs of apple pieces. You probably have to ask for around 4,000 packs, but you know, that's just another way of getting it done too. So there's our 4 apples cut into pieces. To that, we're going to add a couple things. We're going to add 3 spoonfuls of fresh squeezed lemon juice. I'm going to kind of just squeeze it right in here. What this does is it adds some sourness to, don't use that seed. All right. 3 spoonfuls of lemon juice. 1 spoonful of vanilla, 2 spoonfuls of white wine vinegar. This kind of adds some bitterness to it, so if you're sour, you're bitter, you're sweet from the apples. We're covering all 4 of our flavor bases, 2 spoonfuls of this. You can also use apple cider vinegar if you'd like. And we're gonna add just a pinch of salt. There's our salty, about that much. Sprinkle that around. And then 2 spoonfuls of sugar. Helps the medicine go down. 1, 2, there we go. We are gonna stir that all up. Make sure that's all coated. The lemon juice helps the apples not to turn brown while you're making your crust. And the sugar brings out the juices. Yum, yum. Okay. Put that aside. Okay, now we're gonna make our crust. First thing we're gonna do is get 1 cup of brown sugar. With brown sugar, you can kind of pack it down in there. Make sure you get 1 cup. Of course, it doesn't have to be exact. Close enough is good. Put that into a bowl. We're going to add to that 1 handful of sweetened coconut flakes. We're going to get 1 handful of pecans, about that much. We're going to chop them up as finely as we can. If you do it like this, just get your big chef knife, hold down the tip, and rock it through. There, that's about enough. Pour that in. Finally, just another pinch of salt into that. I'm going to stir that all together with a fork. Mix that all around. Try to get rid of any big chunks of brown sugar. What I like about this recipe that I've created for apple crisp is that it has these nuts, and so you have a little bit more texture, a little more crunch than just your basic brown sugar crisp on top. You can do a simpler one, but this has a little bit more added kabang. Now we're going to get our softened stick of butter, a room temperature stick of butter. All good recipes start with a stick of butter. We're going to cut it into little pieces, put those in. And this is going to be our crust. Now you're going to have to do what's called cutting the butter. You're going to cut it into little tiny pieces, and it kind of mixes up with the sugar and the coconut and everything. You can do it with a knife if you have a lot of patience. You just keep chopping like this. But the best way is to get a butter cutter like that. Say that 10 times fast. Butter cutter is going to smush it down. You want chunks of butter still. You don't want it to be completely turned into a mush, but you want chunks of butter that are going to form little chunks then of your crust when you're cooking. Get in here and push these down and just combine this all together. Don't do too much, just enough until you have the chunks. That is about right. Okay, finally we're going to put it together. We're going to get a basic 9x9 glass pan. We're going to put in our apple mixture. Then we're going to add our crust to the top. Don't push it down, just lightly cover the whole apple mixture with the topping. Bake it at 375 for 45 minutes or until the top gets brown. That is perfect. See how that top is just crisp, just browned? Okay, let this sit for about 10 minutes. It'll cool down, solidify. We're gonna get some vanilla ice cream. It's gonna be amazing. So that's how you make coconut pecan apple crisp. I'm Rob Barrett. You're watching Cooking for Dads. Cook well. It is worth it.